We live in a whirlwind of notifications, obligations, and accelerated thoughts. But the wise of the past knew something we have forgotten. Clarity does not come from excess, but from absence. What did astronauts discover in the silence of space? In outer space, there is no sound. And astronauts report something fascinating. After a while in that absolute silence, many say they experience a state of transcendental clarity, where thoughts flow with crystalline precision. Does this remind you of something? Yes. Monks, shamans, and ancient sages sought silent retreats to access the same clarity. What if the answer to inner peace wasn't to seek more information, but to learn to listen to the void? Let's journey together along the paths taken by those who came before us, masters, philosophers, monks, and visionaries, and discover how their wisdom can illuminate the fog of our thoughts. Simplicity as the path to lucidity. The Taoist master Lao Tzu said, "Simplicity is the key to true wisdom." But wait a moment. If simplicity is so powerful, why does our mind insist on complicating everything? Your brain was programmed for confusion. That's right. We evolved to detect threats, process multiple pieces of information, and survive in chaotic environments. The problem? The modern world has hijacked this mechanism and keeps us trapped in an excess of stimuli. That's why it seems like we complicate everything. We accumulate possessions, information, opinions, while our mind becomes a cluttered room where there is no space to breathe. The ancients understood that excess is poison for the soul. The Zen monk Ryokan, who lived with just a robe and a bowl, teaches us that mental clarity is born from simplicity. A light mind, free from excess desires and worries, reflects the world like a tranquil lake reflects the sky. May we learn to let go of the superfluous, choose what truly matters, and let the rest go, like leaves carried by the autumn wind. The ancients knew that to find peace, it was necessary to reprogram the brain, and the first step is to slow down and consciously choose what matters. Why not try a mental fast for 10 minutes a day, where you simply disconnect and observe your mind? The power of breath, the bridge between body and mind. Yogis discovered that breath is the key to calming the mind. But did you know that the ancient Egyptians also had a secret science of breath? The rhythm of life and the breath of the pyramids. In the inscriptions of the pyramids, there are references to breathing techniques used by priests to enter altered states of consciousness. They believed that the rhythm of breath was the code to access the wisdom of the cosmos. Hindu texts speak of something similar. Every day we breathe about 21,600 times, and the masters say that if we learn to breathe consciously, we can transcend the limits of the ordinary mind. Observe an agitated lake. Its surface reflects chaos. The waves disturb the mirrored sky. But when the wind calms, the water quiets, and everything becomes clear. The same is true for our minds. Pranayama, the ancient technique of breath control, teaches that a simple controlled rhythm can dissolve anxiety, calm thoughts, and bring the much desired clarity. Try it now. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold without air for 4. This is the pranayama of the pyramid, and it can bring a deep state of calm and focus. Remember to breathe deeply through your nose. Hold the air for a moment, counting mentally to 4, and exhale slowly, counting mentally to 4. Repeat the pranayama of the pyramid 3 times. Feel the silence blossoming within you. The ancients knew, when we master breath, we master the mind. Silence, the refuge of the soul. The modern world has taught us to fear silence. We flee from it with music, social media, and empty conversations. But the ancients knew that silence is not empty. It is full of answers. At the monastery of Mount Athos in Greece, Orthodox monks spend hours in silent meditation. In Japan, Buddhist monks walk through forests without saying a word, listening only to the whispers of the wind through the leaves. Why? Because it is in silence that we hear ourselves. Mental clarity does not come from noise, but from quietude. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Let the silence fill you. It is within silence that the wisdom of the sages resides, the answer you seek so much. Time, the ally we learn to fear, but it might not exist. We live rushing against time, but what if time is just an illusion? Does modern physics agree with the ancient masters? Einstein said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, albeit a persistent one." The ancient Greeks spoke of kairos, the time of opportunity, and the Buddhists say that everything happens in the eternal now. If time is a perception and not an objective reality, then perhaps our hurry is just a mental prison. Free yourself. Live in the present. What needs to happen will happen. We live rushing against time. We want quick results, instant answers. But the ancient masters saw time not as an enemy, but as an ally in the quest for clarity. Confucius reminds us, no matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. If kairos is the opportune time, then everything has its right moment to happen. Even a seed needs winter before it can bloom in spring. Our minds also need time to mature. And patience is the mother of lucidity. What would change in your life if you started seeing time as a natural flow, not as an enemy? The legacy of the ancients in our modern journey. The wise of the past left us a map. It is up to us to decide whether to follow it. If we want a clearer mind, we need to learn to live with less, to breathe consciously, to embrace silence, to accept time. The modern world pulls us into chaos, but the ancients extend their hand to us. It is up to us to take it and follow the path of wisdom. And perhaps, at the end of this journey, we will find within ourselves the peace we seek so much outside. Techniques from millennia ago for a lucid mind. What ancient traditions teach us. There is an invisible weariness that weighs upon us. It is not the weariness of the body, but of the mind, exhausted, confused, flooded by 1,000 stimuli. We feel that we have lost something essential, clarity, that inner quietude where answers arise effortlessly. But the ancients already knew what we have forgotten. Eastern masters, Greek philosophers, wise men from indigenous tribes discovered secrets that have traversed the centuries, simple formulas for an awakened spirit and a sharp mind. Today we rescue these lost teachings. Join us on this journey through time and discover how to apply these millennial techniques in your modern life. 1. Meditation, the mirror of consciousness. If there is a universal method for mental clarity, it is called meditation. Buddha found enlightenment sitting under the Bodhi tree in absolute silence. The Indian rishis, masters of the Vedas, spent years in caves observing their own thoughts. Christian monks in the desert immersed themselves in solitude to hear the voice of God. But we do not need to isolate ourselves in temples to reap the benefits of this practice. Meditation is a return to the essence, a rest from the confusion of the world. Try it. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. Observe your thoughts without judging them. There is no goal. Simply witness your mind. Like a lake reflects the clouds without clinging to them. Gradually, the waves of restlessness calm down, and at the bottom of the waters emerges what was previously hidden: clarity. 2. Walking without haste. The wisdom of Zen masters. Zen monks in Japan practice kinhin, walking meditation. It is not just about walking, but about feeling each step, being present in the movement itself. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist master, said, "Each step can be a kiss on the earth." In the rush of modern life, we lose touch with the present. We walk mechanically, absorbed in distant thoughts. But when we slow down, something magical happens. The body and mind come into harmony. Try it now. Walk slowly, feeling the ground beneath your feet. Breathe deeply, as if each inhalation renews your soul. Observe the sounds, the smells, the touch of the wind. Clarity does not arise from an excess of thoughts, but from the space between them. 3. The power of writing. The diary of the wise. Roman Stoics had a simple and transformative habit: writing daily. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius recorded their thoughts, questioned their emotions, and organized their ideas on paper, because writing gives form to inner chaos. When we pour our thoughts into words, what was fog becomes a clear landscape. Insoluble problems gain clear outlines. Irrational fears lose their power. Give it a try. Before going to bed, write down everything that passes through your mind. Do not correct, Do not judge, just let the words flow. Read the next day and notice the transformation. The ink on the paper is a reflection of the mind. The more we write, the more we understand ourselves. 4. The tea ritual. Small moments of fulfillment. In Eastern culture, preparing tea is not a simple daily act. It is a ritual of presence, a form of meditation in motion. Japanese Zen monks conduct the tea ceremony with gentle gestures, attentive to every detail. The steam rising from the cup, the amber color of the liquid, the warmth in the hands. Why not apply this philosophy to your day? When preparing your coffee or tea, do it with full attention. Feel the aroma. Observe the process. Be present. Drink slowly, savoring each sip as a sacred moment. Small gestures, when done with awareness, transform the mind. 5. Inner silence. Learning to listen to the void. Lakota shaman Red Cloud said, "The modern man fills his life with words, but does not listen to the silence of the soul." The wise men of the Americas believed that clarity is not found in answers, but in the space between them, in silence. Today, we flee from the void with constant music, social media, news. But what if we learn to embrace silence? Try a challenge. Spend 10 minutes without distractions, no phone, no noise. Just sit with your own being. Observe what arises, without hurry. You might be surprised, because in the midst of silence, the wisdom of the ancients finds us. The path back to clarity. Ancient traditions are not relics of the past. They are maps for the modern mind, paths that lead us back to the essential. Meditation teaches us to observe without getting lost. Mindful walking reminds us to slow down. Writing organizes inner chaos. The tea ritual brings presence to small moments. And silence reveals answers we do not find in noise. The clarity we seek was never distant. It was merely obscured by the distractions of the world. And perhaps, by applying these millennial teachings, we will discover that lucidity has always been within us, waiting to be awakened. The hidden secrets of ancient wisdom for mental and spiritual balance. Somewhere within us, there is a silence waiting to be heard. A space where time slows down, where the heart beats in rhythm with the universe, where the mind sheds the storms of the day and finds peace. But we have forgotten this place. We live immersed in a world of haste, connected to everything except ourselves. We lose ourselves in worries, desires, and distractions. However, there are those who walked before us and discovered the secrets of harmony between mind, body, and spirit. The ancient wise ones did not have screens flashing before their eyes, but they knew the human soul. Today, we rescue this forgotten wisdom. Open your heart. Listen to the voices of the past, for in them lies the path back to balance. 1. The principle of Wu Wei, the art of flowing with life. The Chinese Taoists discovered something extraordinary. The more we try to control everything, the further we move away from true peace. Master Lao Tse called this Wu Wei, the principle of non-action. But it is not about inertia or passivity. Wu Wei is acting in harmony with the natural flow of things, rather than fighting against it. Imagine a river. The water does not try to force its way, it flows, goes around obstacles, finds its course without resistance. Now think about your life. How many times do you exhaust yourself trying to force results, fighting against the inevitable? Experience the philosophy of Wu Wei. Accept the present moment as it is, without resistance. Observe what happens when you let go of excessive control. Trust that life, like the river, knows where it is going. When we stop swimming against the current, we discover that we have always been going where we should be. 2. The power of mantra, words that shape reality. The ancient Hindus believed that words have power. Mantras, sacred sounds repeated in meditation, were used to heal, balance the mind, and awaken consciousness. But what does this have to do with you? Today, your mind is flooded with words every day. Negative news, criticism, worries. But what if you consciously chose the words you want to hear and repeat? Try this exercise. Choose a short positive phrase, something like, "I am peace" or "I am light." Repeat this phrase every day, feeling each word as truth. Observe how your mind begins to believe what you say. Just as a drop of water can pierce a stone over time, the right words can sculpt a new reality within you. 3. The mental fast. Detoxifying from chaos. The wise ones of the desert, from Christian monks to Sufi masters, practiced what we call today a mental fast moments, when they disconnected from the outer world to reconnect with the inner. Today, our minds are saturated. Information comes from all sides. Our attention is fragmented, our peace stolen. But the ancients already knew, the less we consume from the outer world, the more we discover within ourselves. Try a small mental fast. Choose a period of the day to completely disconnect. No social media, no news, no external stimuli. Sit in silence. Observe your thoughts without judging them. See what happens when the fog of distraction dissipates. The masters of the past knew, in silence we hear what has always been present, but we never perceived. 4. The dance of life. Movement as a form of healing. The ancients did not separate the body from the mind. For the Greeks, dance was not just entertainment, it was a form of connection with the gods. For indigenous peoples, movement was a channel to elevated states of consciousness. And today, we are stuck in chairs, looking at screens, forgetting that the body is a key to mental clarity and spiritual balance. Experience what the ancients knew. Dance without reason. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your own being. Walk in nature and notice how movement dissolves tensions. Practice yoga, tai chi, or any art that unites body and spirit. For when the body flows, the mind follows its course, and the spirit finds space to breathe. 5. Alignment with time. Kairos, the perfect moment. The Greeks had two words for time, chronos and kairos. Chronos is the time of the clock, the hours that pass mercilessly. It is in this time that we live, always rushing, always late. Kairos, however, is the right time, the moment when everything happens when it should. The ancients knew that it is no use rushing a rosebud to bloom. It opens at its own pace. And us? We spend our lives anxious about what has not yet happened, without realizing that everything has its divine time. Breathe. Trust. What is yours is already on its way. If this content resonates with you, leave a like and help spread this message to more people who need this reflection. Share it with someone who would benefit from these practices and write in the comments, which of these ancient wisdoms have you already experienced or would like to try? How do you think your life would change by cultivating more moments of silence and simplicity? I would love to read your opinion. The return to forgotten wisdom. What if you already knew all this before you were born? There is something curious about all these practices: breathing, silence, simplicity, connection with the present. They are not new. They resurrect something that has always been within us. The mystery of babies and the great masters? Spiritual masters say that children are born connected to peace and wisdom, but we unlearn this as we grow up. And here is the surprising fact. Babies naturally breathe in meditation patterns. They take deep, pausing breaths, the same type of breathing that monks and yogis spend years training. What if the true path to clarity was not to learn something new, but to remember what we already know? We must remember on this journey that the ancients did not have our distractions, but they had something we have forgotten: the art of living with fullness. They knew that mental and spiritual balance is not a luxury, but a natural state, something we rediscover when we learn to slow down, listen, and flow. And now, knowing these hidden secrets, what will you do? Will you continue rushing against time, trapped in chaos? Or will you take a step back, breathe deeply, and allow ancient wisdom to guide your path? The answer is not in the future, nor in the past. It is here and now. The path back to inner peace. The wisdom of the ancients has not died. It merely awaits rediscovery. Breath, introspection, connection with nature, morning rituals, and silence are not just practices, they are keys to unlocking the doors of serenity. Now, the choice is in your hands. Will you continue immersed in the confusion of the modern world? Or will you take a step back, breathe deeply, and follow the steps of the masters of the past? Peace is not distant. It has always been within you. Secrets of ancient wisdom to illuminate the mind and strengthen the soul. There was a time when men lived in harmony with the rhythms of the universe. They understood that the mind was a sacred garden, which needed to be cultivated with patience, silence, and reverence. But the modern world has distanced us from this truth. We live surrounded by noise, distractions, anxieties. We run aimlessly, seeking answers on bright screens, while true clarity has always been within us. The ancients knew this. They left us valuable secrets, practices tested by time, paths that lead to inner peace. And today, these secrets are within your reach. 1. The power of now, the wisdom of Zen masters. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. This ancient Buddhist maxim teaches us something profound. The human mind loses itself when it abandons the now. Zen masters practiced absolute presence. For them, drinking tea was not just drinking tea. It was feeling the warmth of the cup, the aroma of the leaves, the flavor spreading on the tongue. They knew that every moment, when lived with fullness, becomes a portal to serenity. Try it now. Close your eyes and pay attention to your breath. Feel the air coming in and going out, without trying to control it. Observe your thoughts, like clouds passing in the sky without clinging to any. With each conscious breath, you anchor yourself in the present and find clarity where there was once chaos. 2. The discipline of the Stoics, the key to inner tranquility. Stoic philosophers faced challenges, pains, and uncertainties without being shaken. They understood something we have forgotten. We do not control the world, but we control our reaction to it. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, they all taught that mental peace does not come from a life without problems, but from a mind trained to face them with wisdom. Try this Stoic exercise. Whenever something bothers you, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it is not, accept it as part of life. If it is, act in the best way possible, without despair. Little by little, you will realize that what once irritated or saddened you loses its power over you. 3. The mystery of the moon and the Sunday, the rhythm of life in harmony. The ancient Egyptians and Mayans observed the sky attentively. They knew that life pulsates in cycles, like the moon that waxes and wanes, like the sun that rises and sets. And us? We ignore natural rhythms and force ourselves into a state of constant activity, as if we were machines. But the body and mind were not made for this. To regain balance, follow the wisdom of the ancients. During the day, work with focus and energy, like the sun at noon. In the evening, slow down. Allow yourself to relax and reflect, like the moon rising in the sky. Before bed, disconnect from excess stimuli and enter a state of sacred rest. Those who honor the cycles of life find a lighter mind, a calmer heart, a peaceful soul. 4. Writing as a path to clarity, the method of ancient philosophers. The greatest sages in history had a habit in common. They wrote every day. Seneca recorded his reflections. Da Vinci filled notebooks with thoughts. Taoist masters jotted down their doubts and discoveries. Why? Because writing is like emptying a cup full of murky water. Each word on paper dissolves a bit of mental confusion. Try it. Take a notebook and every morning, write whatever comes to mind without filter, without censorship. Before bed, write down 3 good things from the day, no matter how small. Whenever you are confused, write down your questions and see how often the answer emerges on its own. Writing is not just a habit. It is a lantern to illuminate the darkness of the mind. 5. The silence of the monks. The most powerful secret. Tibetan monks spent entire weeks in silence. For them, the mind only finds clarity when external voices fall silent. Today, we live the opposite. The world bombards us with information relentlessly. But what if we learned from the ancients? Try this. Reserve 5 minutes a day for total silence. Turn everything off. No music, no conversation, no phone. Just breathe and allow yourself to listen to yourself. At first, It may seem strange, but gradually you will perceive the noise of your mind dissipating and a deep peace emerging. For in silence, all the answers we seek reside. The return to forgotten wisdom. The ancients knew that mental clarity is not an unattainable mystery. It is the natural state of the mind, when we stop disturbing it with excess stimuli, hurry, and worries. Now, you know the secrets of the masters. The breath that calms, the stoic discipline that strengthens, the natural rhythm of life that balances, the writing that organizes thoughts, the silence that reveals the essential. What will you do with this knowledge? The choice is in your hands. Because the ancients left us a map. Simplicity, breath, silence, and time are tools that have always been available. But it is up to you to decide whether to continue running in chaos or to take a step back and rediscover lucidity. What will you do now? If you want to experience this transformation, start right now. Breathe, be silent, and simply be present. Perhaps the answer you seek so much is already within you. Will you continue immersed in the chaos of the modern world? Or will you take a step back, breathe deeply, and allow ancient wisdom to illuminate your path? The choice is yours. But remember, the peace you seek has never been outside. It has always been within you. So tell me, and write in the comments, have you ever experienced a moment of true silence? How did it feel? What excesses in your life are hindering your mental clarity? What simple practice can you adopt today to bring more serenity to your daily life? If you like this content, leave a like and share your opinion in the comments. In the first pinned comment, I left the link to an exclusive ebook that will delve even deeper into these ancient teachings and show you how to apply them in your daily life. And don't stop here. Choose one of the videos on the screen and continue this journey of self-discovery. See you in the next video.